team beyond
It's massive. It's massive the way Chris has embraced everything, here in the first month since he's, been with us. As you know, tonight was the first game of his entire career. He didn't start. And, when I talked to him this morning about it, he just, nodded his head. And we said, let's go get him. It was like not even a big deal. So I think it's similar to Andre all those years ago, I guess 2014, when a vet, a great player, all-star, shows that kind of sacrifice. It just sets a tone for the whole team. And so the vibe is great on our team, and Chris is one of the main reasons for that.
Just general thoughts on how Draymond felt there, man?
Rusty in the first half, but typically at his best with the game on the line. He had a huge tip out, offensive rebound. I thought that was a really big play in the game. And, helped get Steph open on one of those threes, and then defended. And we made a bunch of stops in a row down the stretch, and Draymond was right in the middle of it all. So didn't surprise me because that's who he is. But it's going to take him a little time to shake the rust off.
I want to ask about Kevon real quick. He seems very controlled and composed as a roller with those dump-off passes, the loss.
Yeah.
Has he always had that skill set, or how is that skill set?
Which skill set?
Being able to be composed, as a short roller, make that dump-off.
Yeah. He hasn't always had that. He's had to work for that. But over the last few years, he's gotten really good in that short roll, catching and either finishing or moving it to the weak side. He never turns it over. He's always under control. His feet are always underneath him, and he's got good hands. So, Loon played guard and wing in high school, and so his skill is actually greater than people give him credit for, because he's not out there launching threes, but he knows how to play.
Does starting Draymond immediately coming off of an injury, rather than bringing him along slowly, having confidence, does that aid in him finding his rhythm quicker?
Well, yeah. I mean, you never really want to, especially when you miss training camp. You don't want to go out and play 35 minutes the first night, and so this was about right. 20, 21 minutes, and obviously. Was rusty early, but really came on in the second half. So this is kind of how we, envisioned it. We'll wrap him up a little bit, go from there.
Will that 20 to 21 minute range kind of be his target?
I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to talk to Rick tonight, and we'll see where he stands.
Do you think if all six of your main guys are available, this will kind of be the plan moving forward? That starting lineup with Chris and the bench role?
It's so early in the season that we'll see how it plays out. Things could change, but I love the look of tonight in terms of this starting group was the best five-man unit in the league last year. So we have a big piece of data to tell us, and our own eyes to tell us that group knows how to play together. And so look at the box score of the bench. Every guy was a plus. Chris is a plus 22. He's so good making everybody else better. So whether he's with the starters or with the bench, he's going to impact the game. So we'll start that way tomorrow too. And then, but we've got to get a feel. I mean, in 5 games, if things aren't going well, we could make a change, or even before that.
Was it good to see Clay kind of get off a little bit in that first half?
Yeah, Clay looked relaxed. I thought his shot attempts were much cleaner tonight. He was forcing some shots in the first couple of games, and tonight he just let the game come to him, and he looked really fluid out there.
It's been only 3 games. What stands out to you about how Chris Paul is gelling or working with that second unit?
Smart players with skill can gel with any team, any unit. So, not surprising at all. Chris is a brilliant Hall of Fame basketball player. So. We're lucky to have him, and he makes everybody better no matter what lineup he's in. Thanks.
Cool.
it's just great to be able to hoop on a daily basis. It's what you really want as an NBA player, is to be available as much as you can.
You guys started, I think some people got into last year, not too.
There you go, bringing up last year again.
Well, how much more serious and urgent does it feel like you guys are right now compared to this time?
I mean, we tried last year. We just didn't work out in our favor. And I think with the great training camp we had, and the continuity we built is paying off huge dividends early. So for us, it's just about giving the fans a great show and playing that brand of ball we're capable of. And I mean, it's pretty special when we're able to, play in front of so many fans on the road. It's awesome. I mean, you heard it there in the arena tonight. We have a huge contingent of Warriors fans, and that doesn't go overlooked.
Chris Paul coming off the bench to Andre Iguodala. What's kind of have someone like him?
I think that's a great sign because we were champions that season. So hopefully the same result happens. But Andre is one of the best Warriors of all time, and Chris is one of the greatest point guards of all time. And to be as selfless as he is, to break that streak is just awesome. And he's been such a joy to play with. And I know he's enhanced my game, and he will continue to throughout the season. Oh, that's easy. All right. Heads up back there, my guy.
His presence, his intelligence is what he brings on the court. Getting him back to his rhythm, getting his timing and stuff right. Him just being Draymond. He had a few turnovers, but okay, who cares? Like, he's going to figure it out. He's going to clean it up, and I know he's going to be great tomorrow for sure. He was feeling good. Got the cobwebs out from the first two games, so starting to feel good. Get back to my corner and working above the break. So they failed for me tonight. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Steve said the plan is to have all the bets available on both sides of that into the season. Considering where the team was at last year in that regard, how big is that for this group having everyone available?
Oh, it's good. We're 10, 11 deep, so we're going to have guys on the bench, and, we got our depth, so he can really put in anybody, and, pick up where the next man left off. So to have everybody, it's just another, strength for us.
First half, felt like the game was moving way too fast for me. Didn't really have my legs under me the first half. I was tired as hell. In the second half, I felt a lot better. Felt like the game started to slow down. Started to feel better. Started to make a couple reads, settle into the game. I had some awful turnovers in the first half. So I think the second half, I felt a lot better.
Drop off and one, tap back on, rebound late. Does that allow you to kind of feel better about the night, as you're going on?
Yeah, I mean, I never tried to make too much of one or two plays, but after I haven't played a basketball game in 6 months, so it was good to make a couple plays, especially every time I was in the game. In the first half, we killed the lead, so it felt good to redeem myself a little bit there in the fourth quarter.
Great stuff. Spoke a lot about sacrificing for the betterment of the team after Friday's game, and Chris obviously did something tonight that he hasn't done before in his career. What does it mean for Chris to be willing to accept that, and what does it mean for the team?
That means a lot. Chris Paul's a Hall of Fame player. Will be in the first ballot Hall of Famer. And one of the greatest point guards to ever play this game. For him to be willing to take a bench role on this team, it sets a tone. It sends a message. When you got a first ballot Hall of Famer that'll go to the bench with no complaints and then lead that unit and come out, he's plus 22 today or something like that? that says a lot. And so I think we all, those are the types of things that you feed off of and you try to build off of. And if a first ballot Hall of Famer can come off the bench, there's probably only two other people that can argue that, and that's Steph and Clay. That you can even put in that category, so everybody else got to fall in line as well, and I think that's important, especially, with us coming off the year that we had last year. You understand the things that it takes to win. One very important one is the camaraderie and the togetherness of the group. And it's things like that that builds that.
Just like the tone it says, you mentioned it, like being really good on the bench. Class 22, he gives guys a huge lead, but then all bench unit. How big is just having him?
It's huge. For him to take our bench unit and go plus 22, and they were a much better unit this game. Make no mistake about it. And in large part due to me killing our first unit. But they were the much better unit this game, and Chris is right at the forefront of all of that, and I think that'll be an advantage that we'll have. When you're talking replacing Steph Curry with Chris Paul, it doesn't get much better than that when you talk about taking your starting point guard out, and then the next point guard is Chris Paul. That's incredible, and I think we'll have that advantage all year. So that's something that'll be huge for our team.
Clay told me 1,366 straight games. Oh, something like that. It's definitely different, but at the end of the day, it's basketball, And so for me, the warm-up is different, A lot of it was, but once you get out there playing in the game, now is hooping. And it's cool to be on a team like this where, you're just free-flowing. Everybody playing and sharing the ball.
You mentioned the warm-up, but it's like move it back or keep tiring it.
I don't know. I'm figuring out, something that new, but it's whatever I got to do to help our team win, And so if that means not finishing some games or whatnot, if you get a chance to play long enough in this career, there's things that's going to change. There's things that's going to be different. And, I'm here.
It's all basketball, right? But it's coming off the bench, offer a different perspective on the game, strategizing a little bit different in terms of what you wanted.
Yeah, I don't know. Y'all don't realize this is new. So you asked me about the first game in 19 years, and we won. So I think the units, all the stuff, you get a chance to see the game or whatnot. But it could have been a shit show tonight. It could have been the best thing. But the only way you figure it out is you keep, seeing what it looked like. Did I like it? Who likes new things? It ain't about a matter of liking it or whatnot. It's new. So, I don't know. It's crazy that, I don't hate it. It ain't a matter of liking it. I like the fact that we won. That was the most important thing.